Ready? I'm gonna throw it. Catch it. Good job. Now eat it.
これはペンです。Monday, it's Labor Day, Q's home, and yesterday was San Francisco Comic-Con's last day, and I did a whole video about that. You can look at the link below. And I would plan on doing nothing today. My arms are really tired from having carried a lot of stuff. I'm fatigued mentally, physically, and I planned on kind of hanging around the house, not doing much. My buddy Kevin was in town, so we went out to breakfast with him in a cool little place I'd never been to before. Helped him load up the car. Bye-bye, Kevin. And then just started working. It's Labor Day. I'm doing the labor, which I know is not the point, but yeah, still setting up the house. I'm in the office right now. If I pan, this is a temporary computer desk, which might be a permanent computer desk. I don't know. I got rid of my old official, for a computer desk, and this is just a cheap IKEA thing that we had from something else. I think it used to be Q's craft table, but now she has a different one. And if I pan over here, this may or may not be what stays here, and then I pan over here, and there's my art desk. So this is the beginnings of the new office setup. I'm gonna pan slowly this way. And I can't even see it, but Q's stuff is over there. Her desk is a little bit more set up than mine. I'm on the floor right now, but I'm sitting. And yeah, I've just kind of been doing this all day. I think the reason I started working, was because I had to unload the car of stuff and help Kevin load up his car. But then also tonight is taking out recycling and garbage night. And last week I missed it because I was in Pasadena for another show, again, link below. And so we have 2 weeks worth of garbage packed up or piled up. And that's one thing I miss about the apartment was that I would just go down to the dumpster whenever I wanted. And now that we have a house, I can only take out the garbage once a week. That's craziness. So now that it's been 2 weeks and we also are unpacking, so there's all kinds of boxes and stuff, I wanted to get everything ready and all the boxes have been sitting around the house. Can we open this, throw it out, So I started doing that, and then inevitably I started doing more, and I was like, oh, I need to do laundry because the sheets that Kevin was sitting on, so I could put together the futon in the guest room, blah, blah, blah. And now, we're still going, and it's like 4 o'clock, and I'll probably go until about 6, at which point it'll be dinner, and then I'll just take out the garbage and be done. Not very exciting, but it is related to, art and work because, well, A, it's my life, and B, it's the office, which is the most important room in the house, at least for me. All right, so I know what you're thinking. You're like, Gaz, I have watered my ice. It's growing like a Floby. Now what do I do? Well, now it's time to water your packing peanuts.
Hey, packing peanuts, watering you. Hey, packing peanuts, what do? You get wet, then dissolve.
Look at that, just like ice. It's amazing, biodegradable. You can eat them. Ha ha! They melt in your mouth, or in your sink, or in your sink. Office is not 100% there yet, but it's coming along quite nicely. You can see I've filled in some sketchbooks and art supplies and all that kind of stuff. And what I'm doing now is taking out my Japanese Ranger keys, the Bandai of Japan larger versions, to fill in these 2 new display cases I got. I was going to put American and Japanese, but I realized probably it's just going to be my Japanese keys. If not, I can put something else here. No problem. I might put things down here, up here. I don't know. The point is, I've been working. Things are starting to come together. Q's over there playing Overwatch. It's starting to feel a little bit normal, but we still have tons to go. But this is the first job. Some of the jobs have been terrible. Some have been, just need to be done. Some have been satisfying. Some have been gratifying. But this is the first fun job I've done. Hanging up new acrylic display cases bought for the new house, for these Ranger keys that I wanted to get at the old house, but I waited because I knew we'd be moving eventually, and now I'm actually organizing my keys and putting them up at 11:30 at night, and it's the first fun house job.
Okay, soldiers on the...
Can you tell me where the sandpaper is? I was looking for sandpaper. Is it aisle 7 or... Oh, that's just rude.
Yeah, now what? What are you gonna, how are you getting down? You're gonna live up there now. Alright, I don't want to catch you, but I will. Oh my gosh. That was terrible. Okay. Have we learned our lesson? Are we done living up there now? Are you kidding me?
Hey, so it's Wednesday. I feel good. I feel rested. I had planned on kind of doing nothing Monday. That didn't happen. Planned on kind of doing nothing Tuesday. That didn't happen. So here we are Wednesday. I did actually sleep in for a change. Watched a little bit of TV. Mark Maron has a new special, so I watched some of that on Netflix. Having my second cup of coffee. My first cup was decaf, to give you an idea. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to do a little bit of puttering around. Then I'm going to do some catch up on videos and art and things like that, but really do nothing. That was my plan. And then this. Woke up to 2 inches of water in each sink. We've barely cooked. There's like been nothing going in that sink other than ice and those packing peanuts, which I suppose could be the problem, actually, now that I say it out loud. Ran the dishwasher like twice, but the point is there's like nothing going on there. And last night, didn't touch it at all. Woke up and inches of water had come up from the bottom. This had happened once or twice at the old place, and if I turned on the garbage disposal, it would clear it and flush it out. So I did that, and that's why this water is clear, and that water looks like sewage. I don't think it's sewage, but it's gross. Anyway, I'm dealing with that now today, so... Well, I thought maybe I could save a few bucks and do it myself. I have once or twice cleaned a drain by basically by putting a hanger down it and pulling out hair and stuff. I failed. The hanger is stuck. I made a little hook, and then I can't get it out. And now it's dirty water on both sides. I also tried using a plunger on the other side, and there's this backsplash regulator thing, so I went goosh, and gross water went everywhere, including on me, so that's great. And I've made a mess of things. So what I've done is turned off the water, emptied out underneath the cabinet, and called 6 different plumbers until I found one that could come out today, and supposedly someone's on their way here now. So hopefully I didn't increase the cost, because now they may have been able to just put like a snaky wire thing down there, but because I got my hanger stuck, they're gonna have to pull off the pipe underneath, which also I thought about doing because I could snip it with like heavy wire cutters, but then there's gonna be a piece of hanger in the pipe, which we don't want, so you have to take off the pipe underneath. Didn't really have a wrench big enough, but I was like, well, maybe I could kind of do it, but I know a bunch of water is gonna drain out, and I don't have a bucket, so I went and I found a bucket in the garage that people had left, and it seemed empty. I opened it up, and there was this gross, rancid, separated paint from 7 years ago, so then I didn't know what to do with that. Put that on the side of the house. Who knows what I'll do with that eventually. So yeah, just having a fun old time. House. Okay, well, plumber came out really fast, which was lucky. I said it cost a little extra to get the power wash, but that we should do it, and whether I was a sucker or not, I agreed and did it. They were in and out pretty quick. The cats were locked up. Hey, there they go. They're so happy to be free. I'm gonna take a shower because I feel disgusting because I've been sprayed with that gross water all day. All right, I took a shower. I'm feeling fresh and fancy-free. I do have to go clean up the counter and the floor and whatnot because there's probably gross bacteria, so we need some bleach and get that done. And I don't know, other stuff. Not the relaxing day I was hoping for, but I am satisfied by my Ranger Key display. These are probably one of the dumbest things I collect, but I love them. They're one of my favorites. I don't know what it is. The colors, maybe? I don't know. But these new displays, I know I already talked about this, indulge me. These new displays are great. It's like, I haven't bought any new ones in a while, but I feel like it's a whole new collection. And I'm sitting over at my desk over here. I'm looking at my computer, and I'm like, blah, 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 and then I look over that way. Oh yeah, it's a nice little Brighton day. I don't know, whatever. I gotta go do stuff.
Did you find a box you like? Is it just a box full of paper? Is it the perfect cat bed? Enjoy, Stripey. Aaron, did you find the good bed? Uzi, you've been displaced.
It's Friday. It's about a little over, it's been about 3 weeks since we're in the new house. Still working on getting things together. Still building things, emptying boxes, things. But, you know, again, starting to fall into the routine of life, and it becomes a thing where, okay, I gotta build something or put something up or empty a box or whatever. But I gotta answer my email, and I gotta, you know, check the mail, and I gotta take out the garbage and, you know, things like that. So it's starting to be life, but just every day I gotta devote some of that life to getting the house in order. Part of that is I just registered for another Japanese class. It's Japanese 1, which I took it, I kind of came in the middle of it at the Santa Clara Learning Center. And I was not sure I was going to keep taking it there because I've moved. And they only offer Japanese 1 right now. And it's weird because it's not Japanese 1. Like, start at page 1, it's sort of like, we expect you to know a little bit, and it sort of changes, and everybody in there is a different level. but I really like the study group that I've been a part of, and that was meeting the last couple months even though class wasn't going on. So I kind of was like, well, maybe I'll just keep doing the study group. But today I just looked into classes in this area, couldn't really find, there was lots of Japanese classes for kids, couldn't find a lot for adults, or the ones that I found were up in San Francisco or down in San Jose, and basically equally far. And I'm not sure the requirements, and I was having a hard time deciding, well, am I a beginner? Am I a beginner 2? I don't think I'm an intermediate. You know, I have some ability, but I don't want to jump into some class and not know what's going on. So I had to make a decision like now, because all the classes are starting next week, the ones that are still open even. So I went ahead and registered for Japanese 1, the same class, but I took part 2 and 3, and now I'm taking part 1. But I figure even if it's a little too easy for me, that's still good reinforcement, and it's still good to be in that environment. And after this semester, maybe I'll move on, but I don't want to not be taking class, because that happened to me once before, and I didn't go back for over a year and a half, and I don't want to do that again. So that's that. I just made a full circle. I came down here to get my wallet, and I didn't get it, so I'm going to go do that now. Hey, also, I almost forgot I did an Artcasters with Cirquworks Circland and Kemblebo Kemby. You know who I mean. Jazz Kemble and Biscotti. And so I'll put a link below to that. You can check it out. And I also did some sketches, digital sketches, while I was on, just for funsies. One I might potentially turn into a print. I did a Gold Ranger helmet from Power Rangers, Samurai / Shinkenger. And I did a Ultraman that was real quick, but it kind of looked Kirby-ish to me. Both of them, neither of them are ready to be a print, but both of them are like, I could make these a print, although I'm trying to focus more on the horror. Shouldn't be working on prints, but I am going to a show, not this weekend, but next weekend, where the actor for the Gold Ranger will be there, so it would make sense to have some prints of him. Anyway, I'll throw those up here now. Look. Gah! Oh, the Ultraman. Did you want to see that too? Okay. There you go. All right, I'm going to move on and see what happens. Tomorrow I have a caricature job. Boo that.
Oh, here, yeah.
Hey there, I'm wearing my Hawaiian shirt, and that can only mean that I did a caricature job. But this was actually a Hawaiian-themed barbecue. So while I wear this to many parties, this was perfectly on theme. They even gave me a lei, which I've since put here because I didn't want to keep wearing it because it was scratchy on my delicate little neck. It was fine. I haven't done a caricature job in a while, and I always dread doing them. Like, I don't know. I don't mind the drawing. I hate the pressure to get there on time and dealing with, like, oh, where do I go? And, like, other people are going to be jerks, and, you know. But I had a good time. I was on, this is the thing, sometimes I'm off my game, and then I'm like, oh, these are terrible, but I was fine. And I didn't take any pictures, unfortunately, but there was one girl who was reluctant to get one. Eventually, after like an hour, her father convinced her. And she's like, I want to be a Jedi. I'm like, are you kidding me? Why did you not come here right away? You're the best person. Thank you for getting a Jedi. And she's like, you know, and I'm like, what's your favorite Star Wars movie? And she's like, 7. I'm like, Force Awakens? She's like, yeah. I'm like, cool, fine, good choice. And then I'm like, well, do you have a favorite character? She's like, oh, no, not really. I'm like, do you have a least favorite character? She's like, Anakin. And I'm like, that's a great answer. I expected nothing, or maybe Jar Jar, but like a younger person being like, Anakin's a weak character. Very good, sure. I'm like, did you watch Clone Wars or Rebels? She's like, I watched Clone Wars, but I quit. Rebels is better. I'm like, yeah, you got all the right answers. What color lightsaber? Green. Perfect. You're my favorite. Did it for her. I wish I took a picture, but you know, I feel like often the people that are more reluctant to get them done are the more fun, interesting people, at least as far as I'm concerned. Because it's always the guy that's like, hey, draw me! Ha ha ha! You know, it'd be funny? Ha ha ha! Make her a cheerleader, and I'll be a football player. Woo! You ever heard that before? Now, the Jedi isn't exactly, you know, outside the box Kafka-esque thinking, but at least it's fun.
Look, see? It like runs up and then gives up halfway through. I'm not even paying attention to my character. I'm looking at the background too much. Look at that guy. Let's pretend I'm him. I'm at Home Depot. This is the outdoor gardening section. A lot of bags, a lot of plants. I remember when I was a kid, every now and then I'd have to come to some place like this with my dad or aunt or whoever, and it was always so boring, you know. But now that I'm a homeowner and I've got some, you know, little piece of land on my own, it really is boring. Yeah. So, building on what you just saw, which was last night, I did some gardening today out in the yard.
He's a lawnmower guy. This is our backyard. do feel like if he runs like that, this is going to get very tiring.
With my lovely wife, Quellen, and we basically did some weeding. We pulled up some weeds, and I remowed the lawn, and I got a trimmer edger. It's kind of like a weed whacker thing for the edges, and I did that. And we swept up a little bit, and yeah. And it probably took us a half hour between the two of us, and we probably prepared for about an hour. We had to get our water and our sunscreen and go get an extension cord and get all ready, and then we spent about a half hour doing it-ish, and it was miserable and sweaty and terrible, and we both came in and took a shower and cursed the gods for creating grass and sun, as well as weeds and anything else that exists in the back of our house. And now we're going to watch another episode of The Tick on Amazon, which we've been watching, which is a great show, and I recommend it if you have Amazon Prime. And if you don't have Amazon Prime, you're missing out. Not because of this, because I guess, yeah, I use Amazon a lot, is what I'm saying. So this was just a bonus free, but I'm sure you could download it or buy it or get it somewhere, even if you don't have it for free. But what am I saying? I'm saying I'm tired, and we're going to watch The Tick. There's some good graffiti. Nice chrome skull, belching up fire or whatnot, but that technique, look at that. Pretty. Yeah, let's get this automobile clean. Just enjoy the pre-soak.
Oh yeah, pre-soaking.
Oh man, I'm feeling anxious. There's a lot of pressure in this wash.
Under pressure.
High pressure.
This is the
Triple coat. 1, 2, 3, triple. Each Nissan, triple. Uno, dos, tres. Triple. Unway ute ethre. Ipple tray. Ipple tray. Ipple tray. This is a spot-free rinse, so no dogs. That's stupid. Now it's time for wind tunnel exit. Go, go, us. Clean. Although it's dark, so we won't be able to tell. So it's Monday. I had the caricature job over the weekend, and then did house stuff. Went shopping at IKEA, all that stuff. Did the backyard. And I love having a big place, but I hate having to take care of things. Partially because I'm lazy, partially because time is a precious commodity, and partially because I don't know how. And even when I try my best, I don't do well, probably because even though I'm a middle-aged, I guess, adult, or close to middle-aged, no, I guess middle-aged, I don't know what middle-aged is, but I'm an adult at the very least, right? And I've never learned how to do any of these things. I've never owned a house, and while I've had family members that owned houses, I never had to worry about maintaining them, and most of my life we rented, so things like maintaining the backyard. So we got a push lawnmower because it's not very big. Okay, it's a little harder than I'd like, but I could push it around and use it, and that's fine. It's hard to clean, so I had to go buy a special broom to clean it, and even then, it still seems to have grass all over it. Hopefully that doesn't ruin it eventually, but I don't know what else to do. And then I can't cut the edges. It's like the whole yard is fenced in with like this wooden box for some reason, and I can't get close enough to cut it. So even though I cut the lawn a few times, we were getting these huge, like, a border of grass. So I looked up like edging, trimming, all this stuff, and there's like, oh, here's a bunch of different ways you could do it, and like none of them seemed ideal. So I eventually got an electric weed whacker for 30 bucks. I'm like, I don't want to invest a lot because I just need to go around the edge one time and I'm done. And it didn't come with an extension cord, so then I had to go buy an extension cord. Why would it not come with a cord? I don't know, but again, these are the things you don't know when you haven't ever done them. So then I get it. We do some weeding, we do some stuff in the backyard, and I think I'm being a good homeowner. I got a 25-foot extension cord, doesn't quite reach the one corner. So there's one corner I couldn't trim. The rest of it, though, I trimmed, but it was hard because I'd put it down and, like, it wouldn't really get it. Or I'd put it all the way down, and then it's kicking up dirt, you know? So I kind of had to guess how far to put it down and where to put it, and I had to kind of jam it down more than I'd like to get it to cut the grass at all. And before we moved in, the people that lived here installed a sprinkler system, an automatic one, which is great because I don't have to worry about watering the lawn all the time, and I love it. but apparently I damaged it. Didn't know it yesterday, but it wasn't going on. I turned it on today, and one of them is just like gushing water, and it wasn't popping up. So I went out there and got soaking wet by hand, pulled it up, and it went up, and it was spraying, but the bottom was still gushing. So I don't know if there's a leak. I don't know if I damaged it, but I was actually going out of my way to not hit those little nubs with the weed whacker, thinking like, there's no way I'm ever going to make this look really nice because I have to avoid these little nubs. But apparently I didn't avoid it enough. So in an effort to be a good homeowner and make my lawn look nice, I just damaged this more expensive thing, and it's stupid. It's stupid. Lighting. Yes. Well, I'm going to end it here. We're getting about 20 minutes or so, and I want to keep these shorter if possible, but I will have another one up very soon because you're still a few weeks behind. Links below to the different videos and shows and things I talked about, and I will see you next time, for I am Gazbot, and I am forever. You can like, subscribe, all that stuff, or not, as your tastes may feel good. What? I'm also everywhere else on the internet, except for the places I'm not. Have a name! Burly day.
Something to be afraid of. Just some stitches. Death. Eternal punishment. Or anyone who
And what was my point? I don't know.